What are some symptoms of a fake friend? They're only there for you when they need you, not the other way around. You're just in their life when it's convenient for them. They only wanna be around you when you're happy 24/7 so that you don't kill their vibe, but then cry on your shoulder every chance they get. Just had my BFF drop me because she's in a good place in life and don't need you anymore. She said that I was too negative after my grandma died. What annoys you the most about Reddit? People don't like it when you have a differing opinion. What happens in your country regularly that people in most countries would find strange or bizarre? My English teacher is from America and she always says that she's used to smiling a lot, but when she came here she felt weird because people in here are a bit cold. What does nobody realize is a complete waste of money? Wrapping paper, it really isn't necessary in my opinion. Its purpose is to get ripped up and then thrown out. What is something you can post in any subreddit and cause a fight? Just repost the top post and something will happen. What did your parents do right while raising you? My dad trusted me. Let me explain. The first time he trusted me he was wrong. That is, I lied to him. But he staunchly defended me, even though I had lied to him. I was young, but I learned a lesson that day. From that day forward, I made it my life's goal to have his trust in me be my guide. Would my father defend this? Became my moral compass. Pet owners of Reddit, if you could extend the life of your pet by giving them one of your own years of life and have them stay perfectly healthy during this extended time, how much time would you give them? I'd give them enough of my life to die at the same time as me, so we don't have to experience each other's death. What is your biggest pet peeve about movies? I don't know what this trope is officially called, but I call it the gunshot fake out. It happens usually when the bad guy has their weapon pointed at the good guy and goes to pull the trigger. The camera will then focus on the good guy closing his eyes to accept his fate, and then we hear the gunshot. Good guy opens his eyes and the camera pans out revealing that he's unharmed. We then get a view of the bad guy realizing he's in fact been shot as he falls to the ground dead, revealing a second good guy who was hidden behind the bad guy's figure until he fell. Second good guy will then say some generic line like, "I told you, I always got your back." God, it's so overused, it makes my eyes roll. The thing is, you can always see it a mile away too. And it's not like many films/TV shows even try to mix it up or hide it. What's the emotional equivalent of stubbing your toe? Looking into the mirror at the end of the day and realizing that that's how you have been looking all day. What products would be inappropriate to market as family-sized? Coffins. What if Dracula wants to start a family? When the kids get scared during the day, they need space to crawl into mummy and daddy's coffin. Which movie has the greatest fuck yeah ending? Shawshank Redemption. Lol, 20 years of Andy, and he managed to screw over most of the police force and the warden. If you had to name the current chapter of your life, what would it be called? The Fat and the Curious. Girls of Reddit, how do you flirt? Repeated eye contact, especially when there's no reason for me to be looking. If you catch a girl staring in the middle of a lecture, she probably wants to talk to you. What's something we should bring back from the 1920s for the 2020s? Giant, extravagant parties that last 4 weeks. You're going to rob a bank. You'll have headphones with you. What song you will listen to successfully complete the robbery? The Pink Panther theme song. Mechanics of Reddit, what's the dumbest thing you've seen someone do to their vehicle? Worked as a car cleaner at a dealership one summer in high school. Guy towed in a relatively new, top-of-the-line Corvette he had bought there sometime before I started. He was pissed that it had died on the road and been running like shit before that. Ranting and raving about he spent all this money and it only went X months/years before completely breaking down. One of my work buddies got it up on a lift and started looking it over. He opens the oil drain plug and nothing comes out. He pulls apart the engine and the oil could now be best described as glue. Owner talks to the guy and asks when the last time he changed the oil was. Guy had zero idea what he was talking about. He had no idea that you had to do that. He assumed you just added gas and that's the only thing you needed to do. The car was a complete loss. If bullshit means fake and batshit means crazy, what do the other shits of the animal kingdom mean? Ape shit, going crazy, horse shit, same as bullshit. What's your favorite bodily function? I really like that one, where you tap just beneath your kneecap and your whole leg goes whoa there buddy. You wake up in the last video game you played. How fucked are you? If I played a porn video game, I'm definitely getting fucked. What is the one thing you would pay someone to do if you were a billionaire? I'd pay a person to follow me around and judge me on everything I tell them that I shouldn't be doing. So that if I say eat something I shouldn't while on a diet, they will sit there and be rude as shit to me over it. I'll fucking hate them for it, but at the end of the day it'll keep me from doing dumb shit. What sounds easy peasy lemon squeezy, but is actually difficult difficult lemon squifficult? Getting that dry annoying budger that's way up your nose. You'll get $1 million if you can convincingly fake your own death. The amount you get will multiply for the more ridiculous method of death whilst still being convincing. How are you doing it? In front of 100 Riverside summer party goers, I was seen to get very drunk over several hours. Ultimately, I kicked off my shoes, threw off my shirt, and, marching towards the wide, fast-flowing river, I yelled that I was taking bets. I could swim to the opposite bank with no problem, and anyone betting against me was a cunt. Although some people tried to talk me out of it, I dove in and tried to swim across. Halfway, it was obvious I was having problems. I started drowning and called for help. After sinking under the water a few times, I ultimately stayed down. People dove in from both banks and tried to save me, but they didn't reach me in time. They couldn't even find me in the dark waters. And when the police were summoned and dragged down river for my body, it was never found. Actually, I wasn't drunk at all. My appearing so was just a staged pantomime. The night before I had put a scuba tank, weighted to a concrete block by a bike chain, under the water in the middle of the river. I simply dove down, started breathing from the tank, and swam a mile upriver, where I emerged, unseen, at a secret camp I had set up a few days earlier, before taking off to begin my new life under an assumed identity. Skinny people of Reddit, what did you eat today? Lasagna for breakfast, lasagna for lunch, and steamed broccoli with walnuts for dinner. I was full from the lasagna and 4 beers. What are you interested in that most people aren't? Cults and how people get so caught up in them. From Scientology to FLDS, I'm just so fascinated with it. Cat lovers of Reddit, as a rehabilitating cat phobic, what is it about cats that makes you love them? Cats are incredibly independent, so when they choose to love you, it is a true gift. People who modify their car exhausts to make them louder, why? Ignoring the performance increase part of the equation. Those who do it solely to be loud have a deep-seated insecurity about fading away unnoticed. Having a loud vehicle is a way to get everyone to know they are around, even if said attention is from irritated onlookers. They may also just like loud noises. We humans are weird. What is an actually genius excuse of avoiding a party/outing? I don't want to go. What is your fuck, why am I like this moment? Due tomorrow? Do tomorrow. Doesn't matter if it's a major project for work or a large portion of my grade. I will procrastinate everything. Tell myself not to do this dumb shit again next week. Do the same dumb shit. What is a movie you really like, even if you know it's trash? The Twilight Saga. Hate that I like them. because they are also bad, but it is what it is. You are now able to break one rule of physics. Which one do you choose, and why? I'd be able to plug in a USB on the first try without looking.